Back in middle school, I used to play basketball, but I feel like it was too competitive. High school, when freshman year when I started high school here at Cape Ann, I was considering to do basketball, but I heard how competitive it was, how you could be cut, so I looked to other options and considered bowling. And ever since, I've loved bowling.
I got into bowling just because I did every other sport imaginable. I tried it and then I was like, why not bowling? And it seemed pretty easy to get into. Bowling's not like anything like football or basketball. Basketball and football require so much more athleticism and so much more physical ability, whereas bowling's just, it's a lot more mental. There's a lot of tiny adjustments that need to be made in order to be able to be good at it. Everyone else on the team might get mad at me, but I'm the only person you'll ever ask on the team that doesn't think it's a sport.
I think that bowling is a sport. A lot of other people will say that bowling is not a sport, and I just want to say that for me, there are two kinds of sports. There's a physical sport and a mental sport. There's a recreational kind of sport, and I feel that bowling falls along that recreation or mental sport.
I chose bowling because it was the sport of my family. My grandparents bowled and my brother and I just picked it up, and I've been bowling since I was 2, never really stopped. When people say it's not a sport, I get very upset, I guess. I don't know. It's not a physical game. I mean, for some people it is, like you put your body through a little bit of stress, but it's not like basketball. You don't run, you don't do anything, but it's a mental game. It's exhausting because if you miss a shot or if you mess up or something, you can get inside your head and it can just make your day go from bad to worse. So it's not really a physical sport, but it is a very mental game.
Skills-wise, you just really need to focus. When I first started bowling, they told me that when you're in a streak, when you bowl multiple strikes and stuff, you don't tell your teammates, hey, you're about to get a turkey, hey, you have a chance to bowl a 300. You have to be in that mental state. You don't want to get told things that get to your head. And I guess that's the only real skill that you have to have.
You don't really need any special skills or athleticism or anything like that to be able to bowl. You just learn the form and it becomes muscle memory after that.
There's no sort of like specific skill. It's just dedication and passion for what you're doing, and not really messing around when you have the time to practice.
Practice, whenever we practice with Coach T every day after school, we mostly work on hitting our mark, where we stand on our approach, and work on hitting our mark. That's really the only thing. That's what gets you to strikes, that's what gets you to spears. Being consistent, that's another big thing. Consistent with speed, hitting your mark, and how you hold the ball. There's different ways on how you hold the ball too.
I love bowling just because it's not as competitive as other sports, so you can still go and compete, but you can also have fun with it. It's not just constantly grinding. You can enjoy yourself as well.